Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Shawn Garner and Adam Hansen.
The closer the relationship is between the individual that receives the assistance and the individual that gives it, the more gratitude there is. So let's take that on a personal level here. Let's say that, Martine, you are working to buy a new car. And you say, hey, Shawn, can I work a little bit of overtime? Because you are the marketing person here. And I know marketing drives business, helps us get in more clients, and provides all the rest of the staff that work here more guaranteed employment. So I say, absolutely. Work a little bit of overtime, and I'm going to be paying you time and a half. But in return, my business is growing, and my employees are given the opportunity to work. So that, to me, although it's not charity, it's you willing to work and me willing to pay above what originally we agreed on, right? And just tell me, how does that feel?
Well, it's a good feeling because, like I can work my 40 hours, and then after that, working more for you, it's kind of more like I'll provide this service for you, and in return you'll like pay me a little bit more than normal. So it's like it's building a good relationship where it's like I'm doing him a favor by putting all in my effort and working extra to grow his business, and then in turn also give me more business to work. Like the more that your business grows, the more I'm like I have a secure job in place. And so it builds a good relationship between you and I, like the more just having that thing where it's like, I'll work for you, and you'll pay me a little bit more, and we just both grow in the end, like we both profit.
So when we know each other and we see where we're both working hard to achieve something that's reasonable and legitimate to realize the American dream, then it feels good to work together and to help each other out. But if you were to receive that from, let's say, the state government, and you were entitled to get, let's say, a stipend for the car instead of working a little bit extra and getting that time and a half, I would imagine that your gratitude would be diminished a bit because you don't have a personal relationship with the state government. You take it one step further, and it's the federal government, and the entitlement continues on. Then not only is there not ingratitude or a diminishment of gratitude, but there becomes this stronger sense of I'm entitled to it, and if it's cut off, then I'm mad. And whoever cut it off, that politician needs to go. And whatever politician promises me more or continuation of entitlements, that politician's coming in. We're myopic in that sense and very short-sighted because we don't look at the long term. That money is not being produced by the government. It's being produced by you and your fellow citizens. So essentially you're taking from your fellow citizens to receive those entitlements, giving the government more power. And the more power you give them, the less liberty you're going to have individually.
Yeah, I'd also like to add to that. I think the reason why people feel less gratitude toward the government is because, at their paycheck, they're like, oh, like the government already took money out of me. Like I already paid my dues for it. And then they just feel like that entitlement to demand more and more and more without considering like the small things that goes for, like all like these smaller government programs that they partake in, like that you just help your community, and they don't see that because they may not even receive it. They're just like, well, I pay them this, so I should get this in return. Like they just don't consider everything else that goes into it as to paying that, like those part on your taxes.
Okay.
Coming up, more thought-provoking conversations on life, death, and the law right after this.